The power of thought is something that a lot of us, most of us, we overlook. We understand the power in my hands. We understand I'm going to work hard, I'm going to build something, I'm going to write something, I'm going to do something, I'm going to cook something. We understand I've got this power. I roll a chapati, then I'll have a chapati. I make a soup, I'll have a soup. I build a house, I'll have a house. Do my work, I'll have money. We understand the power of the body, the legs. Use them. Walk to where I want to go. Use my arms to drive me there. We even understand the power of our mouths, the words we speak. We say to each other all the time, "Oh, that really hurt my feelings. You made me angry." Right? What you said made me angry. I was in a great mood. Then you came home. You said this. You said that. Now I'm angry. So we give other people's words even the power into my mind. That the mouth is so powerful that my mind is peaceful, but your mouth and your tongue does something. Out of it comes this sound energy. And now somehow my peace is gone. So we really get the power of the mouth. What we overlook is the power of the thoughts. And it's tragic because actually that is the root power, because that which I do with my hands or my legs or my mouth, it begins with a thought. We may not know what the thought is. We may not have a subtle enough yet attention and awareness of the thought that led me to slap someone, the thought that led me to punch my fist through a wall, the thought that led me to go out and buy a bottle of whiskey and drink the whole thing and drown my sorrows. We may say later, "God, I wasn't even thinking." But the truth is you just weren't thinking consciously. But if you weren't thinking, you wouldn't have done any of that. It's the thought that leads us there. It's the thought that says, I'm going to walk to the temple. I'm going to walk to the banks of Ganga. I'm going to walk to the dining hall. It's all one thought. But most of us, ironically, are very content, or certainly very surrendered, to just allow our minds and our thoughts to do whatever they want. I always laugh and I always say, if sitting here in front of you, suddenly my arms started going like this, and I said to you, "Oh, don't worry about that. That's just my crazy arms." You'd think, this lady's sick. And if, in addition to that, I started bouncing up and down and I said, "Oh, don't worry about that. Those are just my crazy legs. Yeah, they do that sometimes." You'd think, something's really wrong with her. She needs help. There are illnesses. Tourette syndrome, tics. There's actual illnesses that people have in which their hands do things that they're not in control over, in which sounds or words come out of their mouth that they're not in control over. It's an illness. So we know I should be in control of that. But our thoughts that are actually the one not only determining my actions, but actually creating my world. We're very prepared to just say, "Oh yeah, my mind, it's all over the place. Oh yeah, my crazy mind, I have no control over it." But our thoughts are the most powerful. And this is where the practice of meditation, where the practice of mindfulness is so important, because it enables us to see to see the thought and to understand where it's going, right? We always say thoughts are vehicles. So if one day your friend calls you up and says, guess what? I've got a first-class ticket. Come with me. The first question we ask is going to be what? Think about it. Your best friend calls you and says, guess what? I've got a first-class ticket for you. Where? Yeah, where are we going? Where to? And if that friend says, to hell, to misery, are you going to go? No matter how cushy the ride, we're not going to go because we understand I don't want to be where this is ending up, where that train, where that plane, where that vehicle is going to end. Regardless of how much I may enjoy the ride, I don't want to be where it ends up. So I'm not going to get on it. But every time we have a thought that says, that's not fair, that's your fault, you made me angry, you made me upset, you're the reason, I'm not fill in the blank enough, I'm not good enough, smart enough, beautiful enough, rich enough, young enough, worthy enough. I can't fill in the blank. Anytime we have those thoughts, those are vehicles to misery. But we jump on them so readily. And what's amazing is we've jumped on them 1,000,000 times, so it's not like we don't know it's headed to misery. Every time I have that negative thought, that judgmental thought, oh God, that person, I really don't like them. I've had that thought, maybe not about that particular person, but about so many people in my life, and I know where that thought goes. It goes to separation, it goes to negativity, it goes to projection, it goes to keeping me away from the truth of who I am. It goes to polluting my own heart. It goes to my own version of hell. So every time that vehicle comes, instead of jumping on it, what we need to learn how to do is to say, bye, have a nice trip. So the thought comes, but instead of jumping on it, it's like if you're waiting at a bus stand or you're waiting at the airport, right? You're at a gate. There's a plane, but it's not your plane yet. Your plane is the next one. But here it is at the gate. And the gate agent says, hey, you want a ticket? I've got an extra seat. But it's not going where you want to go. So you're not going to get on it just because it's there. You're going to wait. Say, no problem, thanks, I'll wait for my own flight. Because you know, mujhe jana nahi hai, I don't want to end up where this plane is going. Same thing. When you find yourself having a thought, oh, it's going to be horrible. Oh, everything's going to be a mess. I'm a mess. Life is a mess. You're a mess. Think about it like the wrong bus, the wrong plane. And just, namaskar, have a nice trip. Let it go by. The other way to think about it is if you're lying on your back and you're looking up at a beautiful blue sky on a slightly windy day, and a cloud comes from over here. So there's two ways to deal with that. One way is my attention hooks into that cloud and I follow it all the way across the sky. At which point my attention is cloud. The other way to do it is to stay focused on the blueness of the sky and the clouds just come. And that's what you want to do. So these thoughts are coming. The thoughts are the clouds. But instead of allowing ourselves to hook into it, we stay focused on the blue sky in between them. And that's what meditation teaches us, is how to stay grounded in that space between the thoughts. How not to jump on the thought, because it happens in meditation also. You're meditating, then suddenly you're meditating, and you can smell something. And it smells like muffins. Okay? So what does the mind do? The mind says, ooh, muffins. Hope they're blueberry muffins. Hope they're vegan blueberry muffins. Well, I really shouldn't eat blueberry muffins because I was supposed to go on a diet today. Oh, but God, I remember that blueberry muffin I had a couple weeks ago at so-and-so's house. It was great. God, I really should call her again. That was so rude of me. I promised I was going to call. I didn't call. You know, I never call people when I say I'm going to call people. I am so irresponsible. Nobody can count on me. That's why everybody always leaves me in my life. I am worthless. So you see, 15 seconds, and I've gone from a whiff of a blueberry muffin to I'm a worthless human being. Could go another way. Could have ended with, oh yeah, I had that beautiful blueberry muffin in her house. That was so nice. I should call her again. She lives in a much better area of town than I do. Maybe I should move. I know, I'm going to stand up for meditation. I'm going to call the realtors because I'm sure if there's a house available there, it's going to be gone within the next hour. So I'm going to call them immediately. Jump up. This is how the mind works. And this is why, as we meditate, smells come, sounds come, distractions come, thoughts come. But we just come back. We come back to the breath. We come back to the mantra. We come back to the awareness. Because it gives us that toolkit of knowing how in our life, when all of these vehicles, these thought vehicles come by, how not to jump on them. How to stay focused in that space between the thoughts.